Alright guys, I'm going to start going back and revisiting some of the decks that I've already put up now that I've had time to further test and tweak some. I don't want to go posting like 75 decks. You know, I want to keep working on the same ones. This is my Simic Tempo, the first video I put up. I jacked a lot of Mobius's tech, so I don't even know if I can call it my Simic Tempo anymore. I stole the Will Breakers and the Whirler Rogues and the Frost Lynxes from them, and yeah, so we got a rank 40 opponent over here. So you know, I'll include an updated link or a link to the updated deck list in the video description. Right now we're on the play with only one land, so we got to ship that back. Here we have a gate into Troll into Frost Lynx to tap and hopefully connect with the Troll and renown it. Plus we have Anchor on 3 and Whirler Rogue. This looks good. I'm just going to get that gate into play and pass it on over to, I didn't catch our friend's name since it's hidden behind here now. It's Orc 3 Nadors, Orcanadors, I guess. And let's see how he starts. He starts with Evolving Wilds, cracking a mountain, so he's going to be playing some burn spells. I imagine that means that our Undercity Troll is going to get immediately burnt by a Fiery Impulse or a Twin Bolt. So I think... See, I have no idea. If he's playing Sack Steel, I have no idea. Do I just... I mean, if he doesn't have the removal spell right now, then I Lynx and I get through. And I make it a 3-3 and I take it out of range. I think I got a Troll, honestly. I don't think I can Visionary here. This card, you know, I got all 4 copies of these in here just because I had to cut Welkin turn. Because it just got hit by too many Twin Bolts. It was just so soft to it that I had to chop it out. So there's a Twin Bolt. He is going to go ahead and just kill it right on the spot before I get a chance to put up any type of regeneration mana. So that's kind of shitty. We picked up Capsho Kite Fins. I have one of these in here. That's my tech with the Will Breaker. 6 mana, 3/3 flyer. It's pretty overcosted, but you know, you get the Will Breaker in play, and you get to steal something every single turn, and also, you know, I mean, it just forces through damage. So one of those. Since I'm not going to play Frost Lynx out onto an empty board, I am just going to Visionary here, and if, you know, if I pick up a gate, then I'll just play it. Even though there are only 3 gates in here, the odds are low, but still. Take a shot since that's what I'm going to be doing. We did get our next land drop, so we'll play the Forest. We can play the Rogue next turn. Another thing about Visionary too, I am playing some 4, 5, 6 drops now. Well, actually 1 6 drop, 2 5s, and I think 5 4s, if I remember correctly. So he's played a Forest and played a Visionary of his own. So the question is, do I go straight to Whirler Rogue? I mean, I'm not going to Disperse. Do I go straight to Whirler Rogue? Or yeah, I gotta go Whirler Rogue here. So I'm gonna offer the trade. Now, if he's got Evolutionary Leap, which he may, then getting his dudes off the board will keep him from drawing cards. So he is gonna accept the trade, which is fine by me. And I'm gonna play the Rogue here. So even if he has the Fiery Impulse, we're gonna get a couple of 1/1 flyers. If he has another Twin Bolt, he can knock our flyers out of the air, but we still get a 2/2. So that's the good thing about this card. You get a lot of value for your 4 mana. Difficult to remove it all in one fell swoop. So we've got a Zendikar Incarnate. Excuse me. I have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night, but no, I have a feeling that he's going to be playing the whole Chandra's Ignition combo. And then my phone's going off, so I want to turn the ringer off here just so that doesn't keep on happening. All right, ringer's off. So what are we going to do here? We have 4 mana. I think I'll just anchor it for now and get in for 4 and try to find a 5th land. So let's just anchor it for now. Because if I Frost Lynx and he has Ignition, he can still play it and wipe my board while my Disperse shields are down. So I really want to find land drop number 5 so I can Lynx it and hold up Disperse. So Void Mage is there. Actually, if he takes the turn off to replay a big creature, like he's probably going to do in Gruul, then Void Mage is actually pretty good. So we're going to leave that on top. Because we'll just, you know, if he plays an Outland Colossus or something, or if he replays the Incarnate, we'll just put it back in his hand and force him to redo it all over again. You know, he's going to need to stick it for a turn and on tap with it in order to Ignition it, or Ignite it if you want to go that far. He's just going to replay the Incarnate, and I'm cool with that. You know, we denied him a draw. He does play his next land. He's got a 5/4. And we're going to pick up the Void Mage and just bounce it and hit him again. Add 2 power to the board. So there's the Void Mage. Bounce back up. Absolutely want to use that ability. But the cool thing about Will Breaker, though, is that you can actually use a Void Mage where it's a May ability. You may return target creature to its owner's hand. You can target the creature and then choose not to use it, and you'll still gain control of it via Willbreaker. So that's a cool thing about May abilities. Obviously, Disperse is not a May ability, so it doesn't work quite like that. But Frostlinks, you know, well, there's not a May ability, so it's going to tap it, but you'll gain control of it. So here comes the Gatecreeper Vine. Looks like he's playing the mid-range deck, similar to what I'm playing, with the 2-drops, the burn spells, and the incarnates. So I really want land number 5 because I want to play the links. I want to tap his dude down, and I want to hold open Disperse so I can respond to Chanter's Ignition by bouncing the dude. All right, this is perfect. So we're going to links to 6/4. And then we're going to swing for 6. I presume since 6 is half of his life total, he may just chump block with the Gatecreeper here. But we'll see. He's not going to untap with his Zendikar Incarnate. And yeah, he is going to block. I really want him to blow Chandra's Ignition here so I can bounce his dude. And basically, I think he's dead. If he casts Chandra's Ignition here and I disperse it, I think he's dead because I've got 8 and that'll take his whole turn. So let's see if he's got it. He's just going to play another Vine. Just going to play another Vine, get another land. It is a mountain. Has he played a land for turn? Maybe he still does Ignite. Yeah, he does have Ignition, so that's going to target his Incarnate, and we disperse it. So it's not game over yet. So his Ignition just gets countered because the creature got bounced. And actually, if I pick up a land, it is game because I can tap down his Gatecreeper Vine. Oh, I got the Frostlinks. It is game. Yeah, he's gone. So we blew out the Chanter's Ignition there. Still want to play Capture Kite Fins on camera. No, so I have multiple ways to tap down his dudes, but we're just going to Frostlinks the old-fashioned way. Tap that down, swing for 8, call it a game. Alright, that was pretty good. But, you know, all the bounce and tapping is really good against this deck, against this Grill deck. If you're seeing a lot of this, this is probably a good deck to play. I think actually what I'll do, I mean, I will still include a link in the video description to the updated deck list, but rather than start the video off with the that, I will, at the end of the video, I'll go through it. So I mean, for those of you who just want to see the gameplay, you know, you can bow out after I've played a couple of games, and for those of you who want to see what the deck list looks like, you can stick around, rather than forcing everybody at the beginning to see it. I mean, when I first post a deck, you know, for the first time, I'll obviously put it up front so you get to see what it is and what it's all about. But I think, you know, my MO going forward is going to be when I'm redoing a deck, I'll do the semi-deck tech segment at the end for those who are interested. And for those who don't want to, you know, you can just, like I said, head down to that description box, follow the link to NGA. A few people are saying that some of my links aren't working. You know, if they're not working for you, you know, put a comment on the video, let me know. I wonder if it has to do, I've got my page settings different. You know, like I have more page or more posts per page set up. So I wonder if that actually impacts, you know, the viability of the link to work for other people. So perhaps what I'll have to do is log out, find the post, and link to it that way so people who don't have an account can find it. So we're playing against rank 0 this time. And we have 4 land, but we have the Jessian Thief on the play, and then the Krasis. So I think this is pretty good. Our opponent's still in the mulligan phase. So we'll just get a force down. No need to show, no need to just play Hinterland Harbor tapped and show them both of our colors. We can play this on tap next turn too. You know, it's basically no difference. So we're playing against a blue deck. And we picked up a Frostlinks. So we're just going to show them the blue here now. And then next turn it'll be a Jessian Thief. And then we can start tapping stuff with Frostlinks or Bounding Krasis to force the Thief through and draw some cards. So we don't have to worry about counter spells. We picked up the Harbinger of the Tides here. Really good guy. Don't have the second blue for him yet though, which is strange because this deck has a lot more blue cards. I think it's 26 to 10 blue cards to green, and you know, so obviously I've got the mana sources to boot. I do have 7 green 2-drops plus the Krasis on 3, so I think I still do have 13 green sources, or maybe 14. But there are more blue sources than there are green. So playing against blue-black, probably the Murklurker, which is fine. Murklurker's fine. You know, I'm going to play the 4th land. I think I'll probably Lynx it. Save the Krasis for later. Do we? Yeah, we picked up another Lynx, so we can tap that down. I guess I shouldn't have showed him the passage there, since I may pick up a land here. And it may even be a gate, so that was a misplay, just to slam that out there. Knowing that I'm going to be drawing a card. So anyway, we'll hit him for 1, and pick up a Simic gate. You watch. No, it's an island, okay. But still, you know, obviously that was a misplay, and that is the blue source that we need, the second one. So his Merc Lurker still tapped down. Next turn we can links it again. You know, we can do that. Depends on what we pick up. We may be able to just, you know, Harbinger it. Although I've only got 2 blue sources. If I do that, that locks me out of my other place. We'll see what he does. See what we draw. It's a bit premature yet to be making plans that detailed. So let's see what he does on 4 mana. It's a bit of revelation, so he's going to go on a bit of a hunt here. Obviously, this guy's going to be playing Languish, but we don't see the second black source yet. So he loses 2 life and picks up 2 cards. See what he throws in the graveyard here. We picked up an Undercity Troll. Let's see, that's the revelation that he cast. He dumped a Child of Night and an island. He's a rank 0 playing Child of Night. We may not see the languishes, so... We may not see the languishes. I think, honestly, since he's only showing 1 black, I am going to play Undercity Troll. And, I'm going to play Undercity Troll. The question is, do I Frost Links now? Or do I hold up Crisis? I think I'm just going to Links right now, honestly. Let's get in, see what we draw. Again, I should have done that before playing the Undercity Troll. My mind's all spinning here. So I should have just drawn the card first since he's tapped out. We might have picked up a Will Breaker or something. See what we do pick up, though. Yeah, it's a Will Breaker. I could have just played that this turn. Which would have been good next turn with all these effects that I have. But c'est la vie, I mean, that's all you can do. I'm going to Frost Links here. I'm just going to keep a tap down so he doesn't gain any life yet. Let's keep him tapped. And let's see if he goes Swamp Languish and blows me out. It's a possibility. There's the Swamp. No Languish, come on, just once. Just once. I don't think, though, that I really want to add to the board against a control deck like this. I think 4 dudes is pretty much enough. And I'll save my flash guys for some end stuff. So he's putting down a Disciple of the Ring. That's a 3/4 with a bunch of activated abilities. He has 1 instant or sorcery in his graveyard. So, and he has no mana, so he can't use that this turn. But even when he untaps, he's only got 1 option. So, the question becomes, do I just Will Breaker here? Do I just Will Breaker and then I don't want to add to the board. I really don't. You know, I really don't want to add to the board. I think I kind of have to, and if I'm going to, then Will Breaker is the guy to add. So, with that in mind, let's cast a Will Breaker. And we can sacrifice a cat, I think, for 2 damage. I think we can. I mean, they're just sitting there. They're hanging out. He's got some lifelink on the table now. I guess I am bluffing Might of the Masses in a strange way. Jump checking him. He's just going to take it. He's not going to risk his Disciple. So he's down to 10. Next turn, if I can get the Will Breaker, if I can untap with that, we're in for some good times. I've never cast a Will Breaker yet. First one. This is my first Will Breaker that I've ever had on the battlefield. So hopefully he doesn't get immediately Reef sold. Hopefully. So yeah, he can give lifelink. He's only got that 1 sorcery in his graveyard. But, you know, he's on Languish mana. And he does have a mythic rare blue card, even though he's rank 0. So that doesn't... I mean, he could have just got lucky and opened that, and that's why he's playing blue. But he's got Merc Lurker. You know, he's got Bitter Rev. So one never knows, you know, what type of collection this guy has. So let's see how he chooses to play out his turn. He's thinking, so he's got some options, obviously. Really like this card. Really like this card a lot. So he's going to play Corpse Hauler. So he can sack that for 3 mana at instant speed and drag back a card out of his graveyard. He's going to Bone Splinters. So I think the Willbreaker is dead. Yeah, the Willbreaker's dead. He's going to sack that Corpse Hauler to kill it. Which is fine. You know, that's cool. So does he attack? That's question number 2. The way he's playing his removal here, I don't think he... You know, he obviously doesn't have a Languish in his hand. Could he top deck it? Yeah, he could. I mean, he's got 2 sorceries in his graveyard now. He can't activate the lifelink ability on Merc Lurker. But I'm quite ahead in the race here. So, you know, I'm definitely just going to accept. That's fine by me, since I'm going to get to draw a card off Jesse and Thief. And get him for 7 while he's on 10. I'm not sure what he's thinking with that attack. But you never know what's in his hand. So I mean, I'm just gonna go balls to the wall here. Just like accept. Man, I want to play Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s all of a sudden. Or what? No, I think Metal Health was the song they had on there. No, Metal Health is someone else. I think that's quite right. Disciple of the Ring. He's gonna untap it. Okay. Never played against the cards. That's something that I'm not used to. So he's spending all his efforts making choices. So he's going to untap both of his dudes? Is that what he's doing? Alright. Well, I'm going to tap down his Merc Lurker. Or will I tap down his Disciple? Which one will I tap down? I will tap down. So I walked right into that. I remember thinking, oh, well, I don't know why he's making that attack, but he can untap dudes. I mean, I'll tap down. It doesn't really matter. You know, it does not really matter. So I'll tap down this guy. Let's tap that back down. He can eat one of our dudes, or he can just chump block the Jesse and Thief so I don't draw a card. He's probably going to eat the Undercity Troll, but I can regenerate it. So, looks like it's a Frostlinks for you. And I think his graveyard is now depleted of spells. It is. Okay, that's something to keep an eye on. I've never played with or against the card yet, so that's a learning experience for me right there. So let's see what he decides to do. I mean, if he blocks the Renown guy, I'm just going to regen. If he blocks the Jesse and Thief, they bounce each other. So is he going to lock that block? Yeah, he's going to lock that block. So I'm just going to regen. Fuck it. I know I'm going to draw a card off Thief, and I may, you know, lock myself out of a play this turn, but I've got a big enough board. And I think keeping Undercity Troll on it is probably the way to go. So that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to draw that card. And it is a Frostlinks. Should help us. Alright, so now we got to watch out for what spells he puts in there. Is he going to Languish now? Because that'll fucking suck. I guess it really wouldn't suck all that much though, because I do have the Whirler Rogue to add 3 bodies to the, you know, to the battlefield. He would lose both of his dudes. He can't exile the Languish until it's resolved, and at which point his Disciple's already dead. So he does have the lifelink though. You know, that's something that he does have. Alright, so Liliana. Can he kill one of his own dudes? He's tapped all of his black mana to play Liliana, which means no lifelink for Jaboy. He's just passing, so can we win this turn? We have 8 mana to spend. We got to deal 5 damage to him. At this point, we're dealing 3. Because our 2 lowest power creatures are 1 and 2. So we just need to get 1 more creature through. So, I mean, we can Frostlinks the Disciple. And he can't untap it. So we just swing with everything. I think that does it. If he blocks the 3 and the 2, he takes 5. Could have Disperse or something like that, you know. Gonna block the Bounding Crisis there just to bounce them off each other. And he's gonna just chew on a Frostlinks, but there's still 5 coming at him. And there's no way for him to avoid 5. He just has to bounce something or, you know. It looks like he's taking all 5. Oh, Lily has lifelink. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I'm a big fucking idiot. And I didn't even regen? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Alright, so, alright, you know, just... Lily has lifelink. Oh, fucking stupid am I. Alright, let's just draw a card here. Let's just draw a card. It is another land. Do I just bounce that Disciple now? I can't flash it in. Let's just bounce it now. Fuck it. If you top decks Languish, I've already misplayed enough this game. Fuck's sake. Oh my god. He's got his lifelink ability back online now. He's got the lifelink on Lily. Oh my. But my board is wide. He's on 2. Maybe I can get through it. You know, his Disciple costs 5 mana. So it's only going to leave him with 1 Jorbite trigger. To gain 3. He can go up as high as 7, I guess. Fuck, I'm pissed off, man. You know, so not having played against Disciple of the Ring before and kind of fucking up on its ability to untap his board. Okay, you know, learning experience. First time I ever played with or against it. I can take that. But Lily, I'd play with that and against that enough. That fucking card has lifelink. I'm a douchebag. So... You know, hopefully we can still win the game after that fucking misplay. He's going to dig up something. Let's find out what it is. He's got a Corpse Hauler in there. I don't know if there's anything else. He's got a Bitter Revelation that he exiled. It's a Corpse Hauler. It's a... Oh, it's a Child of Night. That has lifelink as well. Now he's got some lifelink on the board, but his Jorbai is turned off. This is the matchup where I'd like to have a Welkin turn, but, you know, like I said, I was losing him to... Twin Bolts just way too easily. Yeah, you know, I can just gang block that, so we're good. All right, how are we gonna get through here? I think it's. Ooh. We can't, can we? No, comes in tapped. No, so I can't Willbreaker and tap the Rogue's Passage. I mean, I can just make something unblockable. So yeah, that's what we'll do. That seems way too obvious. But he's only got 1 blue mana. We're not looking at Vapor Snag or Unsummon or anything like that. So we're just going to come at him. And yeah, so I managed to fuck up and still win the game. Can't block, dude. Rogue's Passage. I guess this is where he presses X to quit before he actually, you know, sees the splash screen. People still do that. He's a rank 0. He's got nothing to preserve. Yeah, we just get through with a Rogue's Passage. So yeah, like I said, Disciple of the Ring, haven't played with it or against it. I feel fine about fucking up and saying, oh, next time I play against it, I'll remember that, hey, that card does stuff. But Liliana, that was just a complete fuck up. You know, and a lot of things in this game where I was playing lands wrong. So this game didn't go as well as I would have liked, but hey, we managed to squeak it out against the rank 0 dude. I guess I should feel proud of myself. I don't. So anyways, I'm just going to go in. We're at 24 minutes, so I'm just going to go in. So for those of you who just want the gameplays, you know, we'll see you tomorrow. And for those of you who want to see what the deck looks like in its current form, I'll take you in and show you around. So back into Simic Tempo. I used to play Might of the Masses in here. Turns out that the Tempo, you didn't really need a pump spell, so I ended up cutting that. So we're still playing 2 of these guys, 2 Harbingers, because you can, you know, I like the flash aspect and the bounce and the trickery. And he's still a 2/2 for 2 with you know, haste on certain boards, which is good. Undercity Troll is still really good. I mean, he's a great 2-drop because you can tap dudes to get, you know, with your Frost Links, bounce them with your Anchors, whatever. And get this guy to connect, turn him into a 3/3, which is obviously outside the range of Twin Bolt and Fiery Impulse unless they've got Spell Mastery. This guy also has Regen, so he's a solid creature. Visionary is here because I took out the Welkin turns. I wanted to preserve my mana curve, which currently looks like this. I didn't want to go adding too much at the top, because I like to play multiple spells in a turn with this deck. Play 3-drop, hold open, disperse. Won us the game in the first game. So I mean, Visionary, it cantrips. And even in a tempo deck like this, where you're constantly tapping and bouncing stuff, she can get in for 2 or 3 points of damage a game. So I think she's fine. I'm definitely not excited to be playing Elvish Visionary, but she's fine. Disperse, all 4 copies. I mean, this card is just great. It's great overall in the meta, and obviously it's great in a deck like this because we just get to bounce stuff. Blow out Chandra's Ignition like we did in the first game. Jessie and Thief is also really, really good. We don't trigger Prowess on her all that often. I think there's only 8, 9, or 10 cards, is it? There's only 9 cards that trigger her, but she's a Scroll Thief, and with all the tapping and bouncing, again, she's going to draw some cards, and every now and then you'll sneak in an extra point of damage, or cast Disperse and upgrade her to 2 power and trick somebody in combat or whatever. So now we're getting into the point where I'm stealing Mobius' tech. I wrote off Frostlinks when I first started building the deck because I was thinking about Duels 2015 and how shitty the card was. But this format is entirely a lot slower and different. It's slower, it's grindier. You got to eke out advantage. Games last longer. You got to look for small opportunities. And Frostlinks is a lot better this year than he was last year. Mobius recognized that. He put him in his deck first cut. And I made a mistake not to do that. I was playing shit like Timberpack Wolf. So Frostlinks definitely deserves a home in here. He's actually been really, really good. One of the cards I've been the most impressed with, honestly, to tell you the truth. So Bounding Crisis, obviously he is the all-star of the deck. 3/3 flash for 3 is sick. With that ETB, it's just crazy. This card is amazing. I love this guy. Put in 2 Claustrophobia. When I first built the deck, I picked 3 Anchor and left Claustrophobia out. But now I've added 2 of these to just supplement the 3 mana, lock them down. So I have 5 slots devoted to this now, which I think is enough. But we just want to bounce them, tap them, connect. This is another thing that Mobius recognized was the power of this card in basically any blue deck that wants to attack. I didn't have it in here originally. I was dicking around with it in blue-white artifacts, which ended up going mono blue, which ended up going to Izzet after Mega Beast talked me back into it. But Whirler Rogue, if your blue deck wants to attack, this card is sick. It doesn't need it doesn't need to have any type of synergy. It's just a lot of raw power on one card. But in this deck, it actually does have synergy because you want to get your creatures unblockable. You want to use your Claustrophobias. You want to tap stuff down with Krasis. You want to tap it down with Lynx. And you want to bounce it with Disperse, and you want to make it unblockable. That's just part of the same. It's part of the same theme, so it really, really fits the deck really well. Separatist Void Mage. I still like 2 of this guy. This guy's, I like him. He's good. In this format, I mean, he's like Frostlinks. A 3 mana 2/2 last year that taps to do it was not very strong, but this year it is, and the same thing with Separatist Void Mage, being able to bounce a creature and add to the board all in the same spell. I mean, it's a powerful card for this type of deck. We're reaching the top of the curve here now. We've already got 3 rogues here at 4 mana, plus we got some stuff up at the top. So I don't think we need 3 of this guy, but 2 is definitely playable. I may go to 3. Who knows? Willbreaker, I like the upside of this guy. I just don't know. I mean, you got to it's 5 mana for a 2/3. Once you untap with it, the potential fully comes online. But I don't know how easy that's going to be. It's perhaps, I mean, I kept going back and forth. Should this be Willbreaker or should this just be Outland Colossus? I think honestly, the Timmy in me just says, if you're bouncing stuff and tapping stuff, this should just be an Outland Colossus. Because it's not cute like Willbreaker is. I mean, if they don't kill your Willbreaker, you just get to troll them. Which is why, the card is in here now. I do want to play it for, 10 to 15 games before I just completely say, nah, Colossus is better, and bow to my inner Timmy. But, I honestly think this should be Colossus at 5 mana. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Capture Kite Fins, this is just my, Willbreaker tech. 1 copy, 6 mana, 3/3 flyer. And when it enters the battlefield, it taps a dude, and then any other creature you cast taps a dude, which it works for this deck. Honestly, if I swap this over to Outland Colossus right now, I think I'd still keep this card because I have cast it twice, maybe 3 times, and it has done some serious work. I'm not going to lie to you. This card is actually not terrible in this particular deck at 1 single copy. it's playable. At the one copy in this deck, it's certainly playable. I mean, are there better choices? Maybe, yeah, maybe, definitely, but it's a bit of fun. People definitely won't expect it, and if they lose to it, man, they'll be like, "What is this guy doing at rank 40? He's such a scrub playing a Capsule Kite I'd say the same thing about my opponent. As far as mana base, we're still going to only play one Rogue's Passage. I don't like too many colorless lands in my decks. That's just me. I'm still on the 3 tap lands, in my semi-aggro decks. I could probably go to 4 here. This deck, it only has on turn 2 the Trolls and the Visionaries. I mean, you're not playing this guy on turn 2. So there's only 7 turn 2 plays. It's possible that I should just bump this up to 4 tap lands and say to hell with it. But I think that the number of sources I have is fine. So for blue, I'm looking at 15. And I don't have double blue until... I consider this a 4-drop. So I don't have double blue until 4. Here I have it on 3, but I'm never casting Claustrophobia on 3, which is why I only include 2 copies. I want to cast Whirler Rogue on curve, but I think 15 sources should get me there to a 4-drop. Same goes with a 5-drop and a 6-drop. And I'm playing 13 sources of green mana. Maybe if I do change Willbreaker over to Outland with a double green cost, I probably do go with the 4th tap land and cut an island. It's possible that I do that. But, I want to give Willbreaker some serious time, before I send him back to the bench. Because I think Mobius was right to look to the potential of this guy. This is, obviously, you just steal one of their guys every turn. Void Mage, like I mentioned in the video, is a May ability, so you can choose not to bounce it and still gain control of it. Whirler Rogue, you can just tap your 2 artifacts, steal a creature. Anchor doesn't work. Claustrophobia, it'll tap the dude, but I still think it's best to take control of it, since your opponent could, theoretically, if you don't take control of it with Willbreaker, could use that green fight card on it or something. So I think you still do get control of it where they can't utilize the fact that it's on the battlefield in some way. Bounding Crisis obviously steals it. Frostlink steals it. It'll be tapped for a little while, but it steals it. Disperse won't. Harbinger, you may return, yeah, so you can flash in a Harbinger, target it, and then choose not to bounce it and steal it instead. But again, a lot has to go right for Willbreaker at a 5-mana 2/3 to work. So, yeah, let me know. What do you think? Is this Outland Colossus or is this Willbreaker? Capture Kite Fins, I'm keeping it. I'm fucking keeping this card in this deck. Curve looks decent. Looks pretty good. 24 land. Anyway, guys, that's tonight's video. I'll be back with one of my other decks, with an updated list, and we'll take it up for a few spins tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for watching.